Welcome to Assembly Calendar. I'm Mike Friesen. With us for our program today, Assemblyman Brian Curran. Brian Curran represents the 14th Assembly District in New York State. That includes parts of Nassau County. We thank you folks on Long Island for joining us. Brian Curran, it's nice to see you.
It's good to see you too, Mike.
You know, last time you were here, we were talking about some of the different events going on throughout the 14th District, and we spent a little time talking about the district and the different villages and towns that are included in the district. And we're going to continue that on today because, you know, word has reached me that there was one particular event that took place in your district not too long ago that you were a very active participant in. And when I say active, I mean active. You participated in a triathlon.
Oh, I did.
That's not something to take lightly, people.
Oh, it is, Mike. Well, let me tell you.
I don't think so.
First, November, as everybody knows, is Veterans Month, and we tried to make sure that my district office was geared towards doing things for veterans and honoring them throughout the month. And one of the first things that we wanted to do was to, try to figure out a way to raise money for a veteran charity. And right away, the best veteran charity that I know of is the Wounded Warrior Project. Mm-hmm. And we were trying to think of ways that we could raise them money, and we ultimately decided somebody had the brilliant idea of me running in a triathlon. And at the time, I guess it seemed like a good idea.
It's not just running in a triathlon. For you folks that don't know, a triathlon includes three events. You start off with a swim, then a bike, then the run.
Yes. Yeah, and we actually did participate in one. It was the Cedar Beach Triathlon out in Miller Place. It was in late October. It consisted of a 3/4 mile swim. It was a 5K run and a 15-mile bike. And we did complete it.
God bless you.
We completed.
We got a picture. We got proof here too to show that he participated. There it is. Well, you're looking kind of spent here.
Well, we completed it in 2 hours, and that in and of itself is not impressive. And I must tell you, in all honesty, I believe that there was a 300-pound guy eating a ring ding passing me towards the finish line. So but we completed it, and most importantly, what we did was we raised $2,500 for Wounded Warriors because of the generosity of 35 individuals and organizations throughout the district that I can't say enough for. And what you're looking at is just a photograph that I took immediately after the race, just trying to extend to those 35 individuals my gratitude for what they did, because they made it possible for us to raise this money. And, along with a thank you letter, I sent that photograph, and I just hope that they know how much I appreciate it and that the Wounded Warrior Project appreciates it, and how well their money has been spent in going to this charity, because in my mind, there isn't a better charity.
Well, you still had enough energy to hold up the banner. I mean, that's pretty good. No, that's not insignificant. As somebody who goes
But I think, Mike, if you look at that, I think they were taking down everything at that time when I was crossing. So, I was one of the last ones to go across the finish line.
That's right. All the young children and the senior citizens had already come through by that point. It's somebody who is a bit of a weekend warrior himself, and I go to the gym. I know what it's like to get on a treadmill and to run for any amount of distance. So to do the running and the biking and the swimming too, that's pretty good.
It was a lot of fun, and you're doing it for a great cause. And like I have told everybody, next year we're going to do it again and hopefully raise twice as much money, and maybe I can beat that 300-pound guy eating the ring ding next year. We'll hope that.
Well, and then the payoff comes when you actually get a chance to present the money that was raised.
Yes.
And that's got to be a terrific thing. And there was an affair honoring some local veterans, and that's where you had the opportunity to do it. And there's the image of that moment right there, where the check, the ceremonial check, is getting handed over to the right guy.
Right, and the individual that's in the picture, his name is Paul Hastings. He's an ambassador for the Wounded Warrior Project, and as I had said, the check was for $2,500, and it goes directly to the charity. And again, I can't say enough good things about what they try to do. All they try to do is help soldiers who are seriously wounded when they return home, and that's what we should all be doing.
Amen. I love that. It's a great thing, and it is a great organization and a great charity. Now, at this event where the check was presented, you had the opportunity to pay tribute to some. And, you know, it's one of those things where you can't do all. I mean, you can, but you want to single out a few that are representative, and you had the opportunity to do that and say thank you to some of the veterans from the 14th District area of Nassau County. And let's take a look at a couple of those that were there. It's our fault that we can't show more of the people that were honored at this event. But time is time, and we've only got so much of it. So who are we seeing here?
Well, let me first tell you, Mike, again, like I said, we wanted to make sure that we designated the month in honoring veterans. So what we did was we selected one individual from each of the 9, well, it's actually 7 communities, including South Hempstead. One individual from each of those communities who has been not only served their country honorably in the armed forces, but also to recognize their service for veterans and servicemen after they left the service. And we selected 9 individuals, and if I can, those 9 individuals were Pete Restivo from Valley Stream.
Tell us here, we're looking at one of them. Tell us who this gentleman is.
That's the next individual. He is from Lynbrook. His name is Hank Spiker. With me in the photograph is Nassau County Legislator Francis Becker. Mr. Spiker is currently the commander of the Lynbrook American Legion.
All right, and we'll show one more to show.
And also in this photograph is the recipient who is representing Baldwin, my very good friend Joseph McCarthy. He is the current commander of the VFW post in East Rockaway, and along with me in that photograph is the East Rockaway Mayor Francis Lenahan.
All right, now the list of the rest of those who were honored.
And the other individuals were Patrick Cardone from Lynbrook, who is currently the commander of the VFW, Colonel John Hassett from Malvern, Reverend Harold Kuhn from Rockville Center, Gus Lanzo from Oceanside, Frank Deegan, South Hempstead, and we also gave a posthumous award to Syed Majed, representing Baldwin. And it was a great event where we had approximately 130 people. We presented each of the honorees with a citation from the Assembly. And to make it all that more special, we also had many of the elected officials, as you saw in the photograph, many of the mayors from the local villages where these honorees are from, such as Mayor Hendrick, Mayor Fair from Valley Stream, Mayor Lenahan from Rockville Center, and Mayor Francis Murray from Rockville Center, and Francis Lenahan from East Rockaway. Were all in attendance to help us congratulate and to thank these individuals for their service. And it was a great ceremony. It was the first of hopefully many to come. Every November I want to do it. And again, like you said, I wish we could honor every single veteran within the 14th Assembly District.
Because they all deserve it.
They absolutely do. But we selected these 9 this year. Next year there'll be 9 more. And God willing, we'll be able to celebrate and honor each and every one of them.
It's important to the individuals. It's important to the communities that they know that this recognition is happening. It's the families of the individuals, the children, so that they understand a little bit about what commitment and that kind of service is about. I mean, it's just a terrifically important thing. Besides how nice it is,
right.
It's important to remind the people in the communities that this kind of service is going on, and the important part it plays in our communities, the local communities, as well as the greater nation, I think.
And you want to know, and I tried to stress this point before, out of the 9 individuals that we selected, the majority of them, if not, I believe, 6 out of the 9 were either current or past commanders of either the American Legion or the VFW. And what this showed was these individuals not only honorably served their country, but they also have dedicated their lives to helping other veterans and servicemen after they left the military. And that is just a special person. And I got to tell you, all 9 of these individuals that we honored, that we were lucky enough to honor that day, were really special guys. And I'm lucky to have them in the 14th Assembly District.
Yeah, well, that's a terrific thing to do, and we look forward to hearing about next year's event.
Thank you.
Now, one other piece of business for us to wrap up with today is the Assemblyman had the opportunity to sponsor a food drive.
Yes.
Important thing to do this time of year, but also kind of all year long. These food pantries that are located throughout our communities, they're relying on donations. They're relying on people giving so that then they can turn around and give to those people in the community who are in need.
Right. And we have food pantries throughout the 14th Assembly District, but one of the busiest, if not the busiest, is the food pantry at St. Christopher's Church in Baldwin. That's run by the St. Vincent de Paul Society. And we decided in late October to run a Thanksgiving food drive for the St. Christopher's Food Pantry because they were running low. And it was a tremendous success. We took in food from everywhere throughout the district. We had over 10 boxes, which was over 200 pounds of food. We presented it to the food pantry on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. It was much appreciated.
There it is. There's part of the overflow, right?
Yeah, that's part of it. We actually had another full room of it. It was very successful, and we're hoping. We concentrated on St. Christopher's this food drive. Now we're going to start another food drive for another food pantry within the area, probably St. Anthony's in Oceanside, starting probably the first of the year.
All right, let's move on here. Here's the folks at St. Christopher's who they all are kind of happy to have the donations coming in the door.
Yes, and they're such good people. And if I can, just to tell you about who some of the people are in that photograph, we have Monsignor Stephen Camp, we have Outreach Coordinator Mary Von Stein, and members of the St. Vincent de Paul Parish Conference, who was Deacon Charles Muscanera, President James Delaney, Treasurer Rosemarie Scarola, and Pantry Coordinator Joan Delaney, who are, like I said, they were good people, and they donate so much of their time because I have to tell you, that pantry, it is so busy, especially in these tough times, Mike, as we were talking off camera about. These food pantries are so essential to everybody, everybody's district, no matter where you are. And they do a great job, and they get no money for it. They just volunteer their time because they want to help people.
They want to help people in need in the community, and that is what it's all about. I mean, helping your fellow man, the people that live right around the corner from you, whether it's your family, your friends, or people you don't know.
Absolutely.
And that's what these people do so well. And, a lot of people may say, well, but Thanksgiving's over. Yeah, Christmas is coming. Well, and Christmas is over. Well, then they're done. No. Especially in the tough times that we're seeing right now.
All year round, they're going strong. Obviously, around the holidays,
there's a lot more attention given to it, certainly.
And maybe they do have a greater demand around the holidays for any given reason, but it is a year-round process and work with these food pantries. And if I can just say to every single individual in the 14th Assembly District that helped us out with this food drive, thank you very much for your generosity. It was well appreciated, and it went to great use at the St. Christopher's food pantry.
Oh, you can bet that it did. I mean, that was some incredible filled boxes of food that we saw there with the canned goods and all the other things, and that's going to go to very good use. There's a lot of hungry people out there.
That's our job, to help people.
A lot of us we take this for granted, those of us who are working on a regular basis, who've got an income coming in, that there are an awful lot of people out there who are hurting right now.
Absolutely, and we can't forget it, and that's our goal, just to help people. In any way that we can, we help people. We
are already up to the end of our show again. Brian Curran, we want to thank you for joining us and telling us a little bit about what's going on in the neighborhoods in the 14th Assembly District. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Mike.
We want to thank you folks, too, in the 14th District and across Nassau County for joining us and taking time out of your day to be with us today. We'll hope to see you all again soon for our next edition of Assembly Calendar.